Take a deep breath and think about the last time you stood up from your favorite chair. Did you push off with your arms? Did your legs tremble slightly? Did you feel that momentary wobble before you steadied yourself? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you're not alone. Millions of people over 60 are experiencing the same thing, and most don't realize it's a warning sign that their leg strength is quietly slipping away. Here's something most doctors won't tell you during a routine checkup. Walking, while wonderful for your heart and mood, is not enough to maintain the leg strength you need to stay independent and safe as you age. I know that might sound surprising, especially if you've been diligently taking your daily walks around the neighborhood or through the park. But the truth is, walking primarily works your cardiovascular system. It keeps your heart healthy and your lungs strong, but it doesn't provide the resistance your leg muscles need to maintain their power and size. Think of it this way. When you walk, you're moving your body weight forward in a relatively smooth, repetitive motion. Your muscles are working, yes, but they're not being challenged to lift, push, or stabilize against significant resistance. As we age, particularly after 60, our bodies naturally begin to lose muscle mass in a process called sarcopenia. Without targeted resistance exercises, we can lose up to 8% of our muscle mass per decade after age 30, and that rate accelerates even more after 60. This muscle loss doesn't just make us weaker, it affects our balance, our bone density, our metabolism, and most critically, our ability to recover if we start to fall. The statistics are sobering. Every year, 1 in 4 adults over 65 experiences a fall, and falls are the leading cause of injury-related deaths in this age group. But here's the encouraging news. Most of these falls are preventable. The key lies in building and maintaining leg strength through specific, targeted exercises that challenge your muscles in ways that walking simply cannot. Over the next 28 minutes, I'm going to share with you 7 doctor-approved leg strength boosters that are specifically designed for people over 60. These aren't complicated gym exercises that require expensive equipment or a personal trainer standing over you. These are practical, safe, effective movements that you can do in your own home, at your own pace, adapted to your own fitness level. Each exercise targets specific muscle groups and functional movements that are essential for the activities you do every day. Standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, walking on uneven surfaces, getting in and out of the car, reaching for items on high shelves, and maintaining your balance when something unexpected happens. Before we dive into the exercises, I want you to understand something important. This isn't just about preventing falls, though that's certainly a major benefit. This is about preserving your independence, your dignity, and your quality of life. It's about being able to play with your grandchildren without worry, travel to places you've always wanted to see, continue living in your own home for as long as you choose, and maintain the confidence to go out into the world without fear. Strong legs are the foundation of an active, independent life, and it's never too late to start building that foundation, even if you've been inactive for years. Exercise 1. SITTOSTAND. Let's begin with what I consider the most important exercise for seniors, and it's one you've actually been doing your entire life without realizing it was exercise. It's called the sit to stand, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Standing up from a seated position and sitting back down again. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can something so simple be considered exercise? But here's the thing. When you do it correctly, without using your arms to push off, and when you do it repeatedly with control and intention, this movement becomes one of the most effective leg strengtheners available. The sit-to-stand exercise targets your quadriceps, those powerful muscles at the front of your thighs, your hamstrings at the back of your thighs, your gluteal muscles in your buttocks, and your core stabilizers. These are the exact muscle groups you need for almost every daily activity. Think about it. Every time you get out of bed in the morning, stand up from the toilet, rise from your dining chair after a meal, or get out of your car, you're performing this movement. If these muscles are weak, you'll instinctively start using your arms to compensate, which further weakens your legs over time and creates a dangerous cycle. Here's how to do it properly. Start by sitting in a sturdy chair with a firm seat, not a soft couch or cushioned armchair. Your feet should be flat on the floor, hip-width apart, and positioned slightly behind your knees. This position gives you the best mechanical advantage. Cross your arms over your chest or hold them straight out in front of you. This prevents you from cheating by pushing off with your hands. Now, lean forward slightly from your hips, keeping your back straight, not rounded. This forward lean is crucial because it shifts your center of gravity over your feet, making it possible to stand without using your arms. From this position, push through your heels and stand up in one smooth, controlled motion. Don't rush. Speed is not the goal here. Control is. As you rise, squeeze your buttocks and feel your thigh muscles working. Stand all the way up until you're fully upright with your hips extended. Don't stop halfway. Pause for just a moment at the top. Then slowly lower yourself back down to the chair with the same control you used to stand up. This lowering phase, what fitness professionals call the eccentric phase, is actually where you build the most strength. So don't just drop into the chair. Lower yourself slowly until you're fully seated, then immediately begin the next repetition. If you're just starting out or if you find this difficult, there are several ways to make it easier. You can use a higher chair, which reduces the range of motion and makes it easier to stand. You can place a firm cushion on your regular chair to raise the seat height. You can also keep your arms outstretched for balance while still not pushing off with your hands. As you get stronger over the coming weeks, you can gradually progress to a lower chair, which increases the difficulty and builds even more strength. Start with a goal of 8 to 10 repetitions. That's one set. Rest for about a minute, then do a second set. As the weeks go by and you feel stronger, you can add a third set or increase the number of repetitions per set. Some of my most active clients who've been doing this exercise for months can easily complete 20 or more repetitions without stopping. But don't worry about those numbers right now. Start where you are and celebrate every bit of progress you make. The beauty of this exercise is that it's immediately practical. Within just 2 or 3 weeks of consistent practice, you'll notice that getting up from chairs throughout your day becomes easier. You'll feel more confident, more stable, and more in control of your body. Many people report that this one exercise alone has transformed their daily life, making them feel years younger and dramatically reducing their fear of falling. Exercise 2, heel raises. Now let's move to an exercise that specifically targets a muscle group that's often neglected but absolutely critical for balance and mobility, your calf muscles. The heel raise, also called a calf raise, is a simple movement that delivers remarkable benefits, especially for preventing falls and improving circulation in your lower legs. Your calf muscles, specifically the gastrocnemius and soleus, do far more than you might realize. Every time you take a step, your calves push off the ground, propelling you forward. They act as shock absorbers when you land on each foot. They stabilize your ankle joint, preventing it from rolling inward or outward. And they pump blood back up from your feet toward your heart, fighting against gravity to prevent swelling and fatigue in your lower legs. When your calves are weak, all of these functions become compromised, leading to instability, poor balance, swollen ankles, and an increased risk of falling. Here's how to perform a proper heel raise. Stand facing a wall or sturdy counter, close enough that you can place your fingertips on it for light balance support. Position your feet hip-width apart with your weight evenly distributed. Now, keeping your legs straight but not locked at the knees, slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as you comfortably can. At the top of the movement, pause for a full second and really feel your calf muscles contracting. Then slowly lower your heels back down to the floor with control. Don't just drop down. That controlled lowering is building strength and improving your muscle control. The key to this exercise is the quality of the movement, not the speed. Think slow and controlled, both on the way up and on the way down. Each repetition should take about 3 to 4 seconds total. 2 seconds up, pause, 2 seconds down. This controlled tempo ensures your muscles are working through the full range of motion and building functional strength. Start with 10 to 12 repetitions for one set. Rest for about 45 seconds, then do a second set. As you get stronger over several weeks, you can progress this exercise in several ways. You can increase the number of repetitions, add a third or fourth set, or advance to a more challenging variation. One excellent progression is to perform the heel raise on a single leg, which dramatically increases the strength requirement. Another option is to stand on a step with your heels hanging off the edge, which allows you to lower your heels below the level of the step, increasing the range of motion and the stretch on your calf muscles. But here's something many people don't know about heel raises. They're not just about strength. This exercise is incredibly beneficial for circulation. When you repeatedly contract and relax your calf muscles, you're activating what's called the calf muscle pump, which helps push blood that has pooled in your lower legs back up toward your heart. This is especially important if you spend a lot of time sitting or if you tend to have swollen ankles by the end of the day. Many of my clients report that their ankle swelling has dramatically decreased after just a few weeks of doing heel raises consistently. The balance benefits of strong calves cannot be overstated. Your ankles are your first line of defense when you start to lose your balance. If you step on an uneven surface or catch your toe on a rug, your calf muscles need to react instantly to prevent your ankle from rolling and causing a fall. Weak calves simply can't respond quickly enough. But strong, responsive calves can correct these balance disruptions before they become dangerous. Exercise 3. Step-ups. Our third exercise is one that mimics a real-world activity you probably encounter every single day: climbing stairs. The step-up is a phenomenal exercise for building leg strength, improving coordination, and enhancing your functional fitness. It targets your quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves all at once, while also challenging your balance and core stability. Even if you don't have stairs in your home, you can perform step-ups using a sturdy platform, a solid step stool, or even a low, stable bench. The key is that whatever you use must be completely stable and able to support your full body weight without wobbling or sliding. Safety is always our top priority. Here's how to execute a proper step-up. Stand facing your step or platform with your feet hip-width apart. Place your entire right foot firmly on the step, not just your toes. Your foot should be flat on the surface. Now, here's the crucial part. Push through that elevated heel to lift your body up onto the step. Don't push off with your back foot. The leg that's on the step should do all the work. This ensures you're building strength in the working leg, rather than just hopping up with momentum. As you step up, bring your left foot to meet your right foot on the step, so you're standing with both feet on the platform. Pause briefly at the top, standing tall with good posture. Then slowly step back down with your left foot first, followed by your right foot, returning to your starting position. That's 1 repetition. Perform 8 to 10 repetitions leading with your right leg, then switch and do 8 to 10 repetitions leading with your left leg. This ensures balanced development in both legs. The height of your step is important. If you're just beginning, start with a low step, perhaps 4 inches high. This might be a single stair or a low platform. As you build strength and confidence over several weeks, you can gradually progress to a higher step. A standard stair height is about 7 inches, and eventually you might work up to an 8 or 9-inch step, but never sacrifice form for height. It's far better to do perfect repetitions on a low step than sloppy, momentum-driven movements on a high step. Pay attention to your body alignment throughout this exercise. Keep your chest up and your shoulders back. Don't lean forward excessively. Your knee should track over your toes as you step up, not caving inward. If you notice your knee moving inward, that's a sign you need to strengthen your hip stabilizers, and it's something to be mindful of as you practice. You can lightly place one hand on a wall or railing for balance if needed, especially when you're first learning the movement, but try to minimize how much you rely on this support. The goal is to develop independent strength and balance. The step-up is particularly valuable because it so closely replicates activities you need to do in daily life. When you get stronger at step-ups, you'll notice that climbing the stairs in your home becomes easier. Getting onto a bus or stepping up onto a curb will feel less daunting. Even getting in and out of a bathtub or shower becomes safer and more manageable. This is what we mean by functional fitness: exercises that directly translate to improved performance in your daily activities. Beyond strength, step-ups also provide cardiovascular benefits. When done consistently for several repetitions, you'll notice your heart rate increases and your breathing deepens. This is excellent for your overall health and endurance. Many seniors find that after a few weeks of regular step-up practice, they can walk longer distances without getting winded, and they have more energy throughout the day. Exercise 4. Resistance band leg press. Now we're going to introduce a piece of equipment that's inexpensive, portable, and incredibly versatile. The resistance band. If you don't have one yet, they're available at most sporting goods stores, pharmacies, and online retailers for just a few dollars. They typically come in different resistance levels indicated by color, and I recommend starting with a light or medium resistance band. You can always progress to a heavier resistance as you get stronger. The resistance band leg press is an excellent exercise for building strength in your quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes, while also engaging your core muscles for stability. Unlike free weights or machines, resistance bands provide variable resistance, meaning the resistance increases as you stretch the band. This creates constant tension on your muscles throughout the entire movement, which is excellent for building strength. Here's how to set up and perform the resistance band. Leg press. Sit on the floor with your legs extended in front of you. If sitting on the floor is uncomfortable or difficult, you can do this exercise seated on a sturdy chair or on your bed. Loop the middle of your resistance band around the sole of one foot. Hold the ends of the band in each hand, pulling them back toward your body to create tension in the band. There should be no slack. Bend your knee, bringing it toward your chest while maintaining tension on the band. This is your starting position. From here, slowly press your foot forward, straightening your leg against the resistance of the band. Push until your leg is fully extended, but don't lock your knee out hard. At the full extension, pause for a moment and squeeze your thigh muscles. Then slowly allow your knee to bend again, bringing your foot back toward your body with control. Don't let the band snap your leg back. Control the return just as much as you control the push. Perform 10 to 12 repetitions with one leg, then switch to the other leg and do the same number of repetitions. That's one set. Rest for about a minute, then complete a second set with each leg. As you progress over the weeks, you can increase the resistance by using a thicker band, holding the band closer to your foot to create more tension, or increasing the number of repetitions and sets. One of the great advantages of resistance bands is that they're joint-friendly. Unlike heavy weights that can place stress on your knees and hips, resistance bands provide smooth, consistent resistance that's easier on your joints while still effectively building muscle strength. Many people who experience knee pain with other exercises find that they can do resistance band exercises comfortably. The leg press movement is particularly important for seniors because it strengthens the muscles that support your knees. Many people over 60 experience knee pain or arthritis, and while it might seem counterintuitive, strengthening the muscles around your knees is one of the best ways to reduce knee pain and improve knee function. When your quadriceps and hamstrings are strong, they act like shock absorbers, taking pressure off the knee joint itself and distributing forces more evenly across the leg. This exercise also improves your ability to perform activities that require you to push with your legs, like standing up from a low chair, getting out of a car, or pushing a shopping cart. The strengthening effect translates directly to these real-world activities, making them feel easier and less taxing on your body. Exercise 5. Ankle flex and point. This next exercise might seem deceptively simple, but it addresses an area that's critically important yet often overlooked: ankle mobility and strength. Your ankles are complex joints that play a vital role in balance, walking mechanics, and circulation. When your ankles are stiff, weak, or have limited range of motion, your entire gait pattern changes, increasing your risk of falls and reducing your overall mobility. The ankle flex and point exercise, also called ankle dorsiflexion and plantarflexion, improves flexibility in your ankles, strengthens the muscles that control ankle movement, and dramatically improves circulation in your lower legs and feet. This is especially beneficial if you experience swelling in your ankles or feet, numbness or tingling in your toes, or cold feet, all of which are common issues for seniors. You can perform this exercise sitting in a chair or lying down, whichever is more comfortable for you. If you're seated, sit toward the front edge of your chair with your feet flat on the floor. Extend one leg out in front of you with your heel resting lightly on the floor. Now, pull your toes back toward your shin as far as you can. You should feel a stretch in your calf muscle. This is the flex position, or dorsiflexion. Hold this position for a count of 2. Then point your toes away from you, as if you're trying to point at something with your foot. Extend your ankle as far as is comfortable. You might feel a slight stretch on the front of your ankle and shin. This is the point position, or plantar flexion. Hold for a count of 2, that's 1 complete repetition. Move smoothly between flexing and pointing, creating a rhythmic pumping motion with your ankle. Perform 15 to 20 repetitions with one foot. Then switch to the other foot and repeat. Do this for 2 sets on each foot. The movement should be controlled and deliberate, not fast or jerky. You're working through the full range of motion of your ankle joint, which helps maintain and improve flexibility while also strengthening the muscles. If you want to increase the intensity of this exercise, you can add a resistance band. Loop the band around the ball of your foot and hold the ends in your hands. When you point your toes, you'll be pushing against the resistance of the band, which strengthens the calf muscles and the muscles on the bottom of your foot. When you flex your toes back, you can use the band to assist the stretch, gently pulling your toes toward you for a deeper stretch, but be careful not to pull too hard. The stretch should feel comfortable, never painful. The circulation benefits of this exercise are remarkable. Every time you flex and point your ankle, you're contracting and relaxing the muscles in your lower leg, which helps pump blood that has pooled in your feet and ankles back up toward your heart. This is the same mechanism that happens when you walk, but you're doing it in a more concentrated, deliberate way. Many people who do this exercise regularly notice that their ankles are less swollen by the end of the day, their feet feel less heavy and fatigued, and they experience less cramping in their calves at night. From a balance perspective, strong, mobile ankles are essential. Your ankles are constantly making tiny adjustments to keep you balanced, especially when you're walking on uneven surfaces or when something unexpected happens. If you step off a curb wrong or catch your toe on a rug, your ankle needs to be able to adjust quickly to prevent a fall. Stiff, weak ankles can't make these adjustments effectively, but flexible, strong ankles can respond rapidly, potentially saving you from a dangerous fall. This is also an excellent exercise to do throughout the day, not just during your dedicated exercise time. You can do ankle flexes and points while watching television, sitting at your computer, reading a book, or even lying in bed before you go to sleep. Making it a habit to pump your ankles whenever you're sitting for extended periods will significantly improve your circulation and keep your ankles flexible and responsive. Exercise 6. Side leg lifts. Now, let's focus on a muscle group that's absolutely crucial for walking stability and balance, but that many people neglect: the hip abductors. These are the muscles on the outside of your hips and thighs, and they're responsible for moving your leg out to the side, away from your body. More importantly, they stabilize your pelvis when you're standing on one leg, which happens with every single step you take when walking. When your hip abductors are weak, you'll often notice a distinctive walking pattern where your body sways from side to side with each step, what medical professionals call a Trendelenburg gait. This swaying motion not only looks unsteady but actually is unsteady, significantly increasing your fall risk. Weak hip abductors also contribute to knee pain because when the hip muscles can't properly stabilize the pelvis and thigh, the knee joint experiences abnormal forces and stress. The side leg lift, or hip abduction exercise, directly targets these important muscles. Here's how to perform it correctly. Stand next to a wall or sturdy piece of furniture that you can hold onto for balance. Position yourself so the support is on your left side. Stand up tall with good posture, shoulders back and core engaged. Your feet should be hip-width apart. Now, keeping your right leg straight, slowly lift your right leg out to the side, away from your body. Don't lean your torso to the left to compensate. Keep your upper body upright and stable. Lift your leg as high as you comfortably can without your upper body tilting. For most people, this will be somewhere between 12 and 18 inches off the ground. You don't need to lift your leg high for this exercise to be effective. In fact, a controlled lift of even a few inches with proper form is far more beneficial than swinging your leg up high with poor form. At the top of the movement, pause for a moment and really feel the muscles on the outside of your hip and thigh working. Then slowly lower your leg back down with control until your foot touches the ground. That's one repetition. Perform 10 to 12 repetitions on your right leg, then turn around so the support is on your right side, and do 10 to 12 repetitions lifting your left leg. Complete 2 sets on each side. As you perform this exercise, here are some important points to keep in mind. First, keep your toes pointing forward throughout the movement. Don't rotate your leg outward. or turn your toes up toward the ceiling. This ensures the right muscles are doing the work. Second, don't swing or use momentum. The movement should be slow and controlled, taking about 2 seconds to lift and 2 seconds to lower. Third, keep your standing leg slightly bent at the knee, never locked straight. This protects your knee joint and actually engages your standing leg's muscles, giving you an added balance challenge. If you find this exercise too difficult at first, you can modify it by performing a smaller range of motion, lifting your leg just a few inches off the ground. You can also do the exercise lying on your side, on your bed, or on a mat on the floor. Lie on your left side with your legs stacked on top of each other and your head supported by your left arm or a pillow. Keeping your right leg straight, lift it up toward the ceiling. Pause, then lower it back down. This removes the balance challenge and allows you to focus purely on strengthening the hip muscles. As you progress over several weeks, you can increase the difficulty by adding ankle weights. These strap around your ankle and add resistance to the movement. Start with just 1-pound weights if you're new to using them. You can also progress by holding the lifted position for longer at the top of the movement, perhaps 5 to 10 seconds, which really challenges muscle endurance. The practical benefits of strong hip abductors are numerous. You'll notice improved stability when walking, especially on uneven surfaces like grass, gravel, or hiking trails. Getting in and out of cars becomes easier. Standing on one leg to put on your pants or shoes becomes steadier and less wobbly. Many people also report reduced lower back pain because when your hip muscles are strong, they better support your pelvis and spine, reducing strain on your lower back. Exercise 7. Balance hold. We've reached our final exercise, and it's one that many seniors overlook, but that may be the most important of all for preventing falls. The single leg balance hold. This isn't about building muscle in the traditional sense. Instead, it's about training your nervous system, improving the communication between your brain and your muscles, and developing what's called proprioception, which is your body's ability to sense where it is in space and make the tiny adjustments needed to maintain balance. Here's a sobering fact. Balance is a use it or lose it ability. If you don't regularly challenge your balance, your brain actually starts to prune away the neural pathways responsible for balance control, making you progressively more unsteady. But the good news is that balance training creates and strengthens these neural pathways, and improvements can happen relatively quickly, often within just a few weeks of consistent practice. The single leg balance hold is elegantly simple but profoundly effective. Stand next to a wall or sturdy piece of furniture that you can touch for support if needed, but don't hold on unless you start to lose your balance. Stand with your feet hip-width apart and your weight evenly distributed. Now, lift your right foot just a few inches off the ground, balancing entirely on your left leg. You can bend the lifted knee and let your foot hang naturally, or you can extend the lifted leg slightly in front of you, whichever feels more comfortable. Now simply hold this position. Try to maintain your balance without touching the wall or support. Focus your eyes on a fixed point at eye level in front of you. This visual anchor helps with balance. Keep your standing leg slightly bent, never locked straight. Breathe normally and try to stay relaxed. Don't tense up. Your goal is to hold this position for 30 seconds. If you can't hold it that long at first, that's perfectly fine. Hold it for as long as you can, even if that's only 5 or 10 seconds. Touch the wall briefly if you need to, then try to continue balancing. Over time, with consistent practice, you'll be able to hold the position longer and longer without needing to touch the support. After holding on your left leg, switch to your right leg and balance for the same amount of time. Try to do this exercise at least once per day, and preferably twice. You can do it while brushing your teeth, waiting for your coffee to brew, or during commercial breaks while watching television. The beauty of balance training is that you can fit it into your day naturally without setting aside dedicated exercise time. As you get more confident and capable, you can progress this exercise in several ways to make it more challenging. One progression is to close your eyes while balancing. This removes your visual cues and forces your body to rely more heavily on the sensory feedback from your muscles and joints, which further strengthens your balance system. Another progression is to add small movements while balancing, such as turning your head from side to side, reaching your arms forward or to the sides, or even doing small knee bends on your standing leg. You can also try balancing on an unstable surface like a foam pad or thick folded towel, which dramatically increases the challenge. What's particularly important about balance training is that it addresses the fear of falling, which is a huge issue for many seniors. When you're afraid of falling, you naturally become more cautious and tentative in your movements. You might avoid certain activities altogether. This leads to reduced activity levels, which leads to further muscle weakness and balance deterioration, creating a vicious cycle. But when you practice balancing regularly and feel yourself getting stronger and more stable, your confidence increases. That increased confidence encourages you to stay more active, which maintains and improves your physical abilities, creating a positive upward spiral. Many of my clients report that after several weeks of consistent balance practice, they feel dramatically more confident going about their daily activities. They're less afraid of walking on slightly uneven sidewalks. They feel more secure when reaching for items on shelves. They're willing to go places they had been avoiding out of fear. This psychological benefit is just as important as the physical benefit, because staying active and engaged with life is crucial for healthy aging. Putting it all together. Now that we've covered all 7 exercises, let's talk about how to incorporate them into your life in a way that's sustainable and effective. The key to success with any exercise program is consistency. It's better to do a shorter routine every day than to do a marathon workout once a week and then be too sore or tired to exercise again for several days. I recommend starting with a goal of performing these exercises 3 times per week on non-consecutive days, perhaps Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. This gives your muscles time to recover between sessions while still providing enough frequency to build strength. Each session should take you about 20 to 25 minutes once you're familiar with the movements. Here's a sample routine you can follow. Start with the sit-to-stand exercise, performing 2 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions. This is an excellent warm-up exercise because it gets blood flowing to all the major leg muscles. Next, move to heel raises, doing 2 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions. Then perform your step-ups, completing 2 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions on each leg. Follow with the resistance band leg press, 2 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions per leg. Then do your ankle flex and point exercises, 2 sets of 15 to 20 repetitions per foot. Move to the side leg lifts, completing 2 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions per leg. Finally, end with your balance hold, trying to hold for 30 seconds on each leg. As you progress over the weeks and months, you'll want to gradually increase the challenge to continue building strength. This principle, called progressive overload, is essential for continued improvement. You can progress by adding more repetitions to each set, adding additional sets, using increased resistance with thicker bands or ankle weights, or advancing to more difficult variations of the exercises. But here's something crucial. Listen to your body. Some muscle soreness the day after exercising is normal and actually indicates that your muscles are adapting and getting stronger. But sharp pain, particularly in your joints, is not normal and is a sign you should stop and perhaps consult with your doctor or physical therapist. Never push through pain. The goal is to challenge yourself appropriately, not to injure yourself. Also, be patient with your progress. Especially if you've been inactive for a while, it takes time for your body to adapt and get stronger. You might not notice significant changes in the first week or even the first 2 weeks. But if you stick with it consistently, by the 4th week, you'll start to notice real improvements. Movements that felt difficult at the beginning will start to feel easier. You'll be able to do more repetitions. Your balance will feel more solid. And these improvements will continue to build month after month. One strategy that helps many people stay consistent is to exercise at the same time each day. Maybe you do your leg exercises right after breakfast every morning, or perhaps in the early evening before dinner. When it becomes a routine part of your day, you're much more likely to stick with it rather than constantly having to decide when you're going to exercise. Another helpful strategy is to track your progress. Keep a simple notebook where you write down what exercises you did, how many repetitions and sets, and any notes about how it felt. This serves 2 purposes. First, it helps you see your progress over time, which is incredibly motivating. When you look back and see that you could only do 5 sit-to-stands without using your arms in week 1, but now in week 8 you can do 15, that's powerful evidence of your improvement. Second, it helps you remember where you left off so you can continue to progress systematically. Additional benefits and considerations. Beyond the obvious benefits of increased leg strength, improved balance, and reduced fall risk, these exercises provide numerous additional health benefits that might not be immediately obvious but are incredibly valuable for healthy aging. First, regular leg strengthening exercises help maintain and even increase bone density. This is especially important for preventing osteoporosis and the bone fractures that can result from falls. When you perform weight-bearing exercises like step-ups and single-leg balances, your bones respond to the stress by becoming denser and stronger. This is one of the most effective ways to protect your bones as you age. Second, building muscle mass has positive effects on your metabolism. Muscle tissue is metabolically active, meaning it burns calories even when you're at rest. As you build more muscle through these exercises, your resting metabolic rate increases slightly, which can help with weight management. Additionally, stronger muscles improve insulin sensitivity, which is beneficial for blood sugar control and can help prevent or manage type 2 diabetes. Third, the improved circulation that comes from regular leg exercises benefits your entire cardiovascular system. When you contract and relax the large muscles in your legs, you're helping pump blood back to your heart, reducing the work your heart has to do. Over time, this can contribute to lower blood pressure and improved heart health. Fourth, there's a significant mental health component to regular exercise. Physical activity releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals in your brain that improve mood and reduce feelings of anxiety and depression. Many seniors who begin a regular exercise routine report feeling not just physically stronger but also mentally sharper and emotionally more positive. The sense of accomplishment that comes from progressing in your exercises, from getting stronger and more capable, provides a tremendous boost to self-esteem and overall life satisfaction. Fifth, maintaining your leg strength and mobility allows you to continue participating in social activities and hobbies that you enjoy. Whether that's gardening, playing golf, dancing, traveling, or simply keeping up with your grandchildren, having strong, capable legs makes all of these activities more accessible and enjoyable. Many people don't realize how much their weakening legs have been limiting their life until they regain that strength and suddenly find themselves able to do things they thought were no longer possible. It's also worth mentioning that while these exercises are specifically designed for seniors, they're beneficial for people of all ages. If you have adult children or younger friends who are interested in starting an exercise program, these same exercises, perhaps with increased resistance or more challenging variations, are excellent for them as well. Exercise can become a family activity, something you do together, which adds a social component and makes it more enjoyable and sustainable. Safety considerations. While these exercises are designed to be safe for most seniors, it's important to discuss a few safety considerations. First, if you have any chronic health conditions, particularly heart disease, uncontrolled high blood pressure, recent surgeries, or if you've been told by your doctor to avoid certain activities, you should consult with your physician before beginning any new exercise program. A quick conversation with your doctor can give you peace of mind and ensure you're exercising safely. Second, always ensure your exercise space is safe. Remove any tripping hazards like loose rugs or clutter. Wear supportive non-slip shoes or non-slip socks. Make sure the chair you use for sit-to-stands is sturdy and won't slide. Ensure any step or platform you use is stable. Have your support for balance exercises within easy reach. Taking a few minutes to set up a safe exercise space will prevent accidents and allow you to focus on your movements. Third, warm up before exercising. This doesn't need to be complicated. A few minutes of gentle movement like marching in place, doing some arm circles, or taking a short walk around your house is sufficient. Warming up increases blood flow to your muscles and prepares your body for exercise, reducing the risk of strains or injuries. Fourth, pay attention to your breathing. Never hold your breath while exercising. Holding your breath can cause your blood pressure to spike, which can be dangerous. Instead, breathe naturally and rhythmically. A good pattern for many exercises is to exhale during the exertion phase and inhale during the relaxation phase. For example, during sit-to-stands, exhale as you stand up and inhale as you sit down. Fifth, stay hydrated. Keep a glass of water nearby and take sips throughout your exercise session. Dehydration can cause dizziness, fatigue, and muscle cramps, none of which you want while exercising. Finally, if at any point you feel dizzy, lightheaded, experience chest pain, shortness of breath that doesn't resolve quickly after stopping, or any other concerning symptoms, stop exercising immediately and seek medical attention if the symptoms don't resolve. These could be signs of a serious problem that needs immediate attention. The bigger picture. As we near the end of our time together, I want to zoom out and talk about the bigger picture of what you're really doing when you commit to these exercises. Yes, you're building leg strength. Yes, you're improving balance and reducing fall risk. But more fundamentally, you're investing in your future self. You're taking proactive steps to maintain your independence, preserve your quality of life, and ensure that your later years are active, engaged, and fulfilling rather than restricted and dependent. There's a common misconception that aging inevitably means becoming weak, frail, and limited. That losing mobility and independence is just a natural part of getting older. But research has shown definitively that this isn't true. While aging does bring changes to our bodies, the dramatic loss of strength and function that many people experience is not inevitable. It's largely the result of inactivity. When we remain active and deliberately maintain our strength, we can stay remarkably capable well into our 80s and even 90s. Think about what independence means to you. Maybe it means being able to live in your own home for as long as you choose, rather than having to move to assisted living because you can no longer manage the physical demands of independent living. Maybe it means being able to travel, to visit your children and grandchildren wherever they live, to see places you've always wanted to see. Maybe it means being able to pursue hobbies you love, whether that's gardening, woodworking, painting, or playing with your grandchildren. Maybe it simply means being able to take care of your own personal needs, to dress yourself, bathe yourself, and move around your home without assistance or fear. All of these aspects of independence rest on a foundation of physical capability, and your leg strength is a crucial part of that foundation. Your legs literally carry you through life. They determine where you can go and what you can do. When you invest time in maintaining and improving your leg strength, you're not just exercising, you're protecting your freedom. You're safeguarding your dignity. You're ensuring that you can continue to live life on your terms. There's also something deeply empowering about taking control of your health in this way. In a medical system that can sometimes make you feel like a passive recipient of care, exercise puts you in the driver's seat. These are things you can do for yourself, in your own home, on your own schedule. You don't need expensive equipment or a gym membership. You don't need to wait for an appointment or rely on anyone else. You have the power to improve your health and your life, and that power lies in consistent, deliberate action. And here's something beautiful. It's never too late to start. Even if you've been inactive for years, even if you feel weak right now, even if you've had setbacks or health problems, your body still has the capacity to respond to exercise and get stronger. Numerous studies have shown that even people in their 80s and 90s can build significant muscle strength when they start resistance training. Your body wants to be strong. It wants to be capable. Give it the stimulus it needs through these exercises, and it will respond. So here we are at the end of our time together, but really, this is just the beginning for you. You now have 7 powerful exercises that can transform your leg strength, improve your balance, and significantly reduce your risk of falls. You understand why each exercise is important, how to perform it correctly, how to progress over time, and how to incorporate these movements into a sustainable routine. If you found this video helpful, I encourage you to save it to a playlist so you can easily refer back to it as you progress through your exercise journey. Share it with friends or family members who might benefit from these exercises. Leave a comment telling me which exercise you're most excited to try or what your goals are for improving your leg strength. Your engagement helps more people discover this information and transform their lives. Remember, every person who successfully maintains their independence and vitality into their later years started with a single decision to take action. Today, you can make that decision. Your stronger, more confident, more capable future self is waiting. All you have to do is take that first step. Start today, stay consistent, and watch your life transform in ways both big and small. You deserve to live actively, independently, and confidently for many years to come. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I wish you strength, health, and joy on your journey ahead.